Welcome to an episode of r/malicious compliance, where we share stories of people conforming to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. Sit back and enjoy these stories, and at the end of this video, make sure to like and comment, and definitely subscribe if you have not already done so. Enjoy. And this story is posted by u/1ill-Irishman. You can't leave until everything is done. About 2 years into my previous career, I had gotten tired of working customer service, cashiering, partly because you're constantly being watched and other departments hate on you because you don't know how tough my department is. You have it so easy up here. Physically, yes. Mentally, emotionally, working, all random shifts, dealing with Karens, knowing item codes, knowing and enforcing company policy, etc. Big no. So, there's an opening in the procedure department and I jump on it. Being based on seniority, I easily get the job. At first, things are pretty straightforward. I get trained to be the opener of the department. Other than having to be at work at 4 a.m., stack bins of watermelons outside in 100+ Fahrenheit degree heat, and constantly having to lift 50-pound boxes of various awkwardly shaped vegetable boxes, the concepts aren't difficult. Keep the product full and appealing, and don't forget to rotate. Then things begin to change. Corporate is tightening the labor budget because sales aren't where they want them. Labor is getting tighter and tighter each week. Naturally, as labor declines, we can't get stock out fast enough or we run out of time to order sufficiently and sales dip. Round and round it goes. After a while, we go from having a manager, full opener, a mid-shift, between 4 to 8 hours depending upon time of the month, sometimes a second half shift, usually a rookie or someone from a different department to help out, and a full closer, 28 to 36 labor hours per day, to having a manager and 2 full closers, 24 labor hours per day, every day, no matter how busy or slow. On top of that, the manager doesn't touch much of the product because they come in early in the morning, and when we leave for the night, everything has to be full. Now, this makes very little sense to me because that means all the fresh product sits out all night. Some is refrigerated and watered. So we have to pull things like strawberries that are extremely perishable just for her, the manager, to put them back out in the morning. This is a big warehouse type store that's infamous for its great produce quality. Not Costco or Sam's Club big, but same idea. As time goes on, we fall more and more behind. We are struggling to keep up. Now she is irate because things are not as full as they used to be. You can't leave until everything is finished, she told us. Every night, all the displays must be full. The load has to be broken down. We get 6 to 12 pallets of fresh products daily. The back room has to be swept. All the product in the back room condensed, and extra cleaning or other duties she's assigned that day. Oh, and she loads up all the 6-wheelers we use to bring out product with stuff we don't need because she never leaves the back room before we get there, so we start out behind. Months of this. I'm racking up so much overtime it's not funny. I'm talking average of 1 to 2 hours OT per day, 5 days a week. Same for my partner. We almost always work side by side, shift-wise, not literally, but he makes more and they don't like how expensive he is. The only bright side for me is my partner has seniority by about 15 years, so she blames him for everything. However, she won't tell me directly if I'm doing anything wrong. She'll leave a nasty note for me to find later before she leaves for the day, but that's it. Any sane person realizes that this is not possible to do by ourselves. Doesn't matter. The day after we both put in 11-hour shifts, she scolds us on how could the two of us put in 22 hours combined and still not get everything done. We explain everything we had to do, but it falls on deaf ears and I'm starting to become checked out mentally. So, she tells us, you have to leave on time. So, every night we're faced with a choice. Do we stay and actually finish or do we leave on time? Doesn't matter. We can't win. If we leave on time, we didn't get everything done. A couple times a supervisor, her boss, came in and saw things not full and she got in trouble. But if we stay, that's overtime and we all know how triggering that is to management. Eventually, I'm expecting my first kid, so I get a second job that complements this one in industry and allows me to service 24-hour locations, meaning I can do it immediately after my shift ends or after a power nap in the car. I'm pretty exhausted and losing patience after a few more months of this, Backroom produce coolers are awesome places to vent and cool off, by the way. But as I said in my last post, I love a challenge. Careful what you wish for. The results? Eventually, we get a new store manager. While this didn't improve corporate policy, this guy turns out to be the best manager the company has ever seen. Literally won Manager of the Year and got promoted to district supervisor. He fights corporate on their labor policy and proves that the store is more profitable when he spends more labor to make it more appealing and offer superior customer service. The produce manager got forced to transfer stores because my partner had complained to the union about her unreasonable demands and targeting him with harassment since she always blamed him. He was also Mexican, legal in case you were wondering, and over 40. So 2 legally protected classes. Years later, I was visiting her new store on a training assignment, and she had also been demoted to customer service. Oh, the irony. Where I believe she still is today. Once my kid is born, the new store manager lets me take all my paid time off, and we all live happily ever after, almost. I did get promoted in the customer service department a few months later, but that only led to more stories for another day. And this story is posted by u/engg_girl. Refused to take hourly leave, so I guess I'm fired. I worked at a company that did amazing things for the world, but had a horrible culture. I had a new product that was going through regulatory approvals at the same time that the machine used for manufacturing broke, so I also needed the replacement to be approved for use, which was a regulatory process of its own. It was a week from hell, and by Wednesday at 12 p.m., I had worked my entire 35 hours per week for my salaried office job, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. My manager, Ted, had been with me a couple of those nights. He was well aware my team and I were going above and beyond. I had a dentist appointment at 3 p.m. on Wednesday. My plan was to leave at 2:30, return at 4 o'clock, then work into the night since things still needed to get done. On my way out to my appointment, I have the following conversation with my boss. Ted, where are you going? Me, I have a dentist appointment, then I'll be back to calibrate the new machine by 4. Ted, I didn't approve hourly leave for you today. Me, I assumed since I've worked 37 hours this week and it's only Wednesday that it would be okay. I have no meeting for the rest of the day, and again, I'll be back at 4. Ted, you know the policy. Any leave during office hours besides lunch from 12 to 1 requires hourly leave request and is taken from your 16 hours of hourly leave for the year. Me, yeah, but again, not really relevant since I've banked way more hours this week alone. Ted, if you don't request leave for this appointment, I'll have to terminate you. Me, okay, thanks. I'll consider myself terminated. Have a good day. Then I walked out and went to the dentist. When I got out of the dentist, I went to a coffee shop near the office and sat there, waiting to find out if I should actually drive home. Sure enough, at 4:10, I get a call from Ted. Ted, are you coming back or what? Me, so I'm not fired? Ted, just come back. I came back and never got asked to file another hourly leave request again. I eventually left, then explained to them that if they were only willing to give me the raise I was promised a year before after I actually put in notice, it wasn't the place I wanted to work. However, they start treating their engineers a bit better after I left. Not sure how long it lasted though. And this next story is posted by u/Hello Shrody. I suddenly need all black shoes? No problemo. I worked at a big box electronics store and was a model employee. I was transferred to a store in the new town I would be living in to attend university, backed by high praise from management. The dress code was followed in the spirit of the agreement at my old store with very few issues. The new store with freshly trained management, however, was radically different. They would make us line up and pull our pants leg up to enforce the dress code of black socks, even though you couldn't see any socks under our dress pants. You would be written up and sent home if you failed to uphold professionalism and broke your terms of employment. In this sock check on my first day, which commenced after a 2-minute long store dance and chant or song, I was publicly reprimanded for not following the dress code due to my nice suede high-top sneakers having a white patch of fabric as well as a small white strip in the middle of the black sole that was completely unnoticeable under my dress pants. I was lectured on maintaining a professional appearance at my minimum wage job and was strongly encouraged to get shiny black shoes or face termination. I thanked my manager for his feedback and promised that as soon as I cashed my first paycheck, I would buy a pair of shoes matching his description that bought me 2 weeks of begrudging acceptance and displeased sock checks. After my grace period ended, I searched through 3 secondhand stores to find the perfect pair. And then, like a gift from the spiteful gods themselves, I found them. They were perfect. Terrible, shiny, black fake leather high-top sneakers with a quilted pattern. They were truly the shoe equivalent of jeggings, a dress shoe but infinitely worse. They were tacky, ratty by design, made squeaking farting noises when I walked, and fit his description perfectly. They were hideous. The next day, I proudly lifted up my pants leg for the sock check. My coworkers were barely containing laughter and unable to hide their smirks. The manager was speechless and looked like a cat in water. Before he recovered, I pulled out a neatly folded piece of paper containing his written expectations that I nicely asked for, with his smarmy signature at the bottom. He didn't give up there. He was determined to win the war he started despite losing the first battle. The warnings came in quick succession and I was enjoying myself way too much. He couldn't nail me for my shoes, so he complained about my supplied uniform shirt being too short and gave me a larger size, which was equally short but large enough to fit 2 of me in it. He complained about my dress pants being too tight, i.e. well-fitting, so I took the liberty of wearing a snug, handbook-approved pencil skirt. I needed to have my phone on my person, but out of sight? Good thing I'm allowed clip-on belt pouches. I need my shirt tucked in? Great. I need my hair pulled back? No problemo. My final handbook-approved form was magnificent. A high-waisted tight pencil skirt with a black crocodile print belt, sometimes placed low on my hips instead of my waistband, adorned with the largest phone holster available, an XL shirt tucked in on my small size self, sheer black tights, mid-calf black dress socks, my long hair and pigtails, and topped off with my terrible, horrible, perfectly compliant musical shoes. I was truly a sight to behold. If I knew he would be on shift, I would sometimes skip into work in my old, unacceptable, non-compliant uniform and head straight to the bathroom to change. F you, Mitch. This has been TNA Top Notch Audio. 3 great funny stories. And my question to you is, which one of these stories are your favorites and why? Share your comments below, and also don't forget to subscribe so you can get notification of more videos in the future. Have yourselves a great day.